to the race start then. 5 red lights for the final race in 2021, and away we go. And it's a good start compared to Ocon and Norris, who get boxed in. Ocon got boxed in by Norris, who died down the inside of Sainz of Leclerc in the Ferrari. And I think there was a little bit of contact with Leclerc there, and he'll probably have to come into the pits probably. But Verstappen got a shocking start, overtaken by Russell and almost going 3 wide with his teammate and the Alpine of Alonso. And Alonso is getting himself ahead of Verstappen on the medium tyres, like Ricciardo there, who pushes out Hulkenberg. So another poor start for Hulkenberg as we go down the inside of Leclerc up into P8 now, come through. And the 2 Ferraris are stuck in the pits. Yeah, the pit crew have just gone on strike. They can't be bothered. That's what it's like with the Ferraris today. Stuck in the pits with the pit crew firmly on strike, blocking, of course, the Ferrari pit box from both of them getting there. As we come across the line to start our final lap, gone into P4, and the striking Ferraris has affected this championship. Lewis Hamilton has come in. I told you it might be too early for those hard tyres. He's come in for a set of intermediates on the final lap. So, and he's dropped out the points. So you can see here it is time for intermediates as we go completely wayward outside the final corner. Alonso and Verstappen, of course, being AI, having no issues whatsoever. But Max Verstappen then, because of the striking Ferraris, is going to be world champion in this series. Can we do it in the race? 5 red lights for the Chinese Grand Prix, and away we go. The first race for me at this track on this game as well. 5 laps. Can we against other people as well? What can we hold for an easy victory? Will we have some challenges of a Red Bull going up the inside? We're going to squeeze the Red Bull driver coming into turn 1 of Gherkin. Always up or inside. We've had a horrible exit on the grass, and Gherkin is going to go side by side for us. Oh, that's close with the Red Bull driver. We're going to dive down the inside. Is he going to do a switchback on us? So we've got to watch this. No, not quite, but he is fast, that Red Bull driver. He was on the front row, I think it was, and it wasn't pulled by much. We've gone wide through this corner, and Gherkin pulls also us, trying to do the Max Verstappen move. Fortunately, we don't make contact, unlike Max Verstappen did. But Gherkin is coming there. We're going to defend the inside line. Gherkin is going to go around trying to go around the outside into turn 1. We're going to give him the space, and he's just going to sail around the outside. He's gone a bit wide. Can we get this? This is not over yet. Can we keep with him? He's gone wide into turn 2. I've gone wide into turn 2. I'm pretty sure the Williams behind us also went wide, but he's had a poor exit out of turn 3 and up to turn 4 down the inside. This is great racing with me and Gherkin. He's done he switched back on us though, and he retakes the lead. Coming into the middle sector though, can we make this count? No, I got hit by a wall of understeer, and instead now we've got to use the slipstream and the power of the Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari engine. Can we get past him with just rich mix and DRS? It's going to be a braking into the brake, and we're going to brake early. Use the switchback perfectly, a textbook switchback there between myself on the Red Bull drive, and retake the lead of the Chinese Grand Prix. And we've got a warning for exceeding track limits. We need to watch that. And Gherkin has the fastest lap of 34.6. This is great racing. Sainz now is having a go at us on the final lap number 18. The intervening laps haven't been that interesting, I must be honest. We cut off Bottas, and that's Sainz, and that allows Bottas to get past. We see a little bit of replay here. It goes to the outside. We obviously then take defend the inside, force him off a little bit wide out of the exit, and that allows Bottas to catch him napping. And that was the end of that lap. Bottas can't get past us, so we're coming across the line to win the World Championship.
Fantastic drive, and it means your driver's world champion. What a result. Enjoy it.
Yes, absolutely fantastic. My first Drivers' Championship for 3 years.
And so the celebrations begin, and well earned they are indeed. It may have looked simple at times, but as any racing driver will tell you, competing at this level, at the very top, is anything but simple. There's no catching them now then. We have a new World Drivers' Champion.
We're starting in P16, Jeff. 16th. It is going to be a tough one, I think. But anyway, we're going to start on the mediums. We're gonna gamble. We're going to go start on the mediums, and we're going to hopefully it will rain enough that it will be time for intermediates. That's the gamble. We'll have to wait and see if it pays off. Right lights are out, and away we go. And it's a good start actually. Better than Giotto, and so drive down the inside of a load of cars. Had to take a little bit of curbing to give the AI some room on the inside, trying to go around the outside of Norris. Now he's going to cut us off down to turn 4 and jumping to lap 13. Jeff calls us in. Now I don't know if this is just Jeff rolling the dice himself thinking it's time for a pit stop, or whether it's just Jeff actually being great. Anyway, I think it's time. It might be just time as well, so we're just going to comply anyway and come in. We need to make a pit stop anyway. Might be a little tad early, or no, it's not. It's going to be perfect timing. DRS disabled just then. Norris is in as well. I think Ocon is in, even though he pitted to hard tyres. I mean, don't ask me why. Giovinazzi come through. We're coming out in P10, a little bit of understeer, excuse me, but it is definitely time for inters. And now we've got Giovinazzi on the exit of the straight line, the back straight, and Giovinazzi has no answer on those medium tyres. It's definitely time for inters as it's getting wetter and wetter out here. Into the pits then come the Red Bulls, Mercedes, they're double stacking. That red dot is Charles Leclerc. Vettel and Magnussen have stayed out. Will we come out ahead of Leclerc and retain what will be effectively the race lead? Leclerc is on the outside, but we get the better traction out of turn 2. Thank you very much. And that should be a race victory for Alfa Romeo, especially the fact that Sebastian Vettel is now out of the race with an engine failure, so Leclerc is going to get big points over him in the championship. But you can see there, Magnussen in, we retake the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix. I didn't think we were going to be on the top step, never mind the podium, and we got the podium last time out. And away we go, and it's actually a good start compared to Van Dorn and Hamilton. Can we go down the inside of Hamilton into turn 1, side by side through Hamilton with Hamilton. Hamilton yields and we take the lead at the British Grand Prix. Seems the better tyre in these conditions compared to the Hart. We'll have to wait and see, but you can jump to lap 24. Getting very sideways. Is that going to allow Vettel to get past Hamilton? No, Hamilton retains. Vettel's up the inside though. Is he coming around the inside? We got understeer. That's Aston Martin. So Vettel's through on Hamilton. That's big for the championship. We're not going to allow Vettel through. We want to win in our home Grand Prix. We make it round the outside, but this is very tense. Side by side up the Wellington Straight. Vettel tries it round the outside into Brooklands. Nothing doing there, and we retain the lead so far. Jumping to lap 25 though through turn 1. Again, we're getting very slow and we're going sideways through turn 1. We have to have a bit of an understeer moment to block Vettel off. We're gone understeering again. These tyres are definitely not suited for these conditions. We're down, but we defend. And Vettel, if we pit, it's not enough time to make the time up, I'm afraid. So we have to stay out, I'm afraid. We force Vettel out. Jumping now to lap 26, you can see the rest of the pack that was behind Russell being slowed up by Russell with his front wing damage is not coming through. And Hamilton there, I think, has come back on Vettel. No, that's Vettel on the right hand side. So Hamilton is there. We're going to force Vettel out, going down to the Welling on the the second of the DRS straights, and that's going to allow Hamilton to come around the outs. No, it's Vettel again. Is Hamilton going to get involved? No. Down the inside, Hamilton, and we retain this into Brooklands, and coming through the final corner then, maybe understeering a little bit, but it does not matter. We're clear of Vettel. We forced him out of Brooklands, and we managed to keep the gap, keep the car in a straight line, and round the final corner we come to win the British Grand Prix and to win the World Championship for McLaren. 3 laps of fuel. We're not expected to get out of Q1, but we are expected to try and get ahead of at least maybe the Lotuses who look slow. Okay, DRS open now. Learning from the mistake. We've got 2 minutes still remaining on the clock as we go into turn 3. So yeah, that was a instant transition there. No flashback used whatsoever there for the mistake of opening DRS once again too early. And it's only enough for last place. Oh, I've not made it. Oh, such a shame. Yeah. This clip, by the way, they've just literally copied and pasted it right the way through from F1 2011 to F1 2014. It's going to dive it down the inside on the grass. Nobody cares. We've been disqualified.
Cannot be serious!
Oh, it's a good start. Better than Barrichello and Sutil. So we're going to go past them. Schumacher as well has had an issue. Breaking it down into turn 1. Kobayashi up into the top 10. Oh, look at this. We've got round the outside of Hamilton. Can we get there? No, we can't. Round the outside of Heidfeld. No! Oh! Close with Vettel, with Webber there. Come on, we're up into the points. I'm going to dive it down the outside. This is so easy. How did we manage to qualify down in 19th place? We're up into 7th. We've got Mark Webber now who's starting to recover. Down in behind us. Can we get up to Mass? The AI seem to be slowing each other up, but we've gone understeer, of course. We're going to try and finish ahead of Webber if we can. Come on. We can do this. No! And there goes the top 10. So we get ready then for 5 red lights for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and 5 red lights out and away we go. And well, it's an okay start. We'll got a better start than Bottas, so we're going to go around the outside of the fin and move up into P4. But now we're coming into the pits under the safety car. We might as well. Bottas is going to stay out. I think Mercedes may have messed up here because I don't see Hamilton in either. It seems that whoever is the AI strategist for Mercedes in the F1 game always screws up when they have a safety car. But lap number 9 on to lap number 10, the AI coming in, but Verstappen's been holed up. We're going to try and dive down the inside of Verstappen. Doesn't work out. We get the better exit out of turn 1, and we go into take the inside to turn 2 and take the lead of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Yes, so obviously Verstappen, he's also on the soft tyres. We're the only 2 on the soft tyres. Perez, after his earlier stop. Ricciardo is going to come through on the inside. We're going to try and keep it through, but Ricciardo, just like we've had before in driver career mode, exactly the same move that we had in driver career mode. And the driver on the inside takes the curbing, which puts the car into the car in the middle, and obviously that's game over as Verstappen this time comes on the inside. Norris is closing in as well. We're just really holding up Verstappen really, as he's unable to get past us as well as we go around the outside, and Norris has now come to join the fun. We're going 3 wide with Norris and Verstappen. Verstappen is through. We cut off Norris to make sure we at least get the place back, and now we're going to try and do what we did to Bottas earlier, get the DRS down to turn 3 and then get back in front of the Dutch driver, and exactly what we're going to do round the outside. Thank you very much. Going to leave him room on the inside, takes a bit of the curving to make the corner. all needs revisiting. But across the line, coming up to the line then, we come as Fernando Alonso. Renault's return to F1. He's victorious. Thank you very much. One in real life, but I don't think he'll take it his home Grand Prix. But anyway, 5 red lights then. And away we go for well, it's full wets. I mean, I can hardly see anything. The spray is hard to see. We're going to dart down the inside of about 5 or 6 cars there into turn 1. Try and make up some positions on the start. We're going to, I think that's Sonoda we're going to cut out as we move all towards the carousel. Obviously we're now going to try and move for my famous move around the outside, try and thread the needle through that carousel section and through on Stroll. We're trying to bang wheels with Gasly, although we get close to the curb and almost have a little bit of a moment there. And we've been called in, although I said that, because it's actually time for intermediate tyres. So I think only 3 of us are coming in for Inters: Ocon, myself and Schumacher. It's worth the risk, because I reckon the track is drying. It's not snow wet, and also on the F1 game we know that the wetness of the track is overdone also to make that bold decision. But safety cars coming in, everybody else now is coming in. We're just going to absolutely undertake them on the inside, and we're going to streak away from the AI and take the lead at the Dutch Grand Prix. There's a Williams in first place, ladies and gentlemen. Go off. We've got 5 cars though to overtake if we want this win, and I have a sneaky feeling, will some of those AI try and stretch it to the end of the race? We'll have to wait and see as we pass the bit of debris. Again, I'm trying to avoid that every lap, otherwise we never know what a puncher. But past Giovinazzi now, he's a bit of a rolling robot really. I mean, he's definitely time for dries, even though there's spots of rain on the lens. It's just that time, just how it is in the F1 game, unfortunately. As Stroll and Verstappen are going side by side, we're going to get a nice front row seat for this lot, and we're going to try and go around the outside. No, into this one. Can we get this round the outside into the final corner on the banking? Yes, we can. What a lovely planned move there as both of those two come into the pits, and Leclerc and Hamilton are both in as well. We set the fastest final sector and regain the lead. But Ricciardo, of course, he's looking for his first win of the season as well. McLaren's second it would be, after Norris won an evenly dramatic race at France earlier in the season. But Ricciardo, of course, isn't going to stay this back. We're going to squeeze into the wall to the right hand side and try and get the traction around the outside. It's definitely dry in this track, definitely. I don't know if the drainage is this good in real life or not, but it's definitely dry. And the sun's actually coming out here at Zandvoort, but we squeeze Ricciardo off. We always get better traction outside of the carousel section as Ricciardo goes a little bit wide there, and that's going to allow Sainz to try and have a go. But Sainz tries to go around the outside of myself as well, and doesn't really work for him. In the end, Sainz has to settle for P3. Ricciardo unable to get things. So for the first time on F1 2021 driver career mode, I've won the Grand Prix. So yes, we're starting down in P12, the worst qualifying so far this season. There's 5 lights then for the Austrian Grand Prix. Lights out and away we go, and it's a good start compared to Giovinazzi. It's a terrible start for the Italian in the Williams car. Can we have a look at Russell down the inside? Easy does it. We're going to go side by side down the hill to the fake turn 2. And it's easier able to out traction Russell up to turn 3. A huge dive on them both, as Ocon does not want to give me any room at turn 3. We actually have to go off circuit just to make the corner. I wasn't able to stop with the braking power. Ocon is still giving me a drag race up to turn 4, but we're able to keep this on. It's a good start actually, up to P7 there. We're jumping now back to lap 2 on RPOV with Hamilton, Sainz and Ricciardo battling hard. We're going to try and go around the outside of Sainz at turn 3. Can we get the traction down? Yes, we can. A nice little move there. Now we look our sets of sights up on Hamilton. Can we get Hamilton down the inside? He dive bomb. He tries to squeeze us. there. Well, late dive bomb there, but we did manage to get. Hamilton comes into the pit stop. Alonso runs into the back of him as typical with the Austria pit lane here, and we're going to gamble here, and we're going to come in for a set of intermediates. You can see we're jumping onto lap 3, end of lap 3 onto lap 4. Its turbocharger's a little bit warm, doesn't quite do it, and we force him out and able to retain the lead for now. But how much longer can we keep Norris behind us, because he is rapid, as we've had a little bit of a moment through the end of in the penultimate corner again, and I think Lando Norris has shrunk ring damage from him to come in as Lando comes in the following lap. Lance Stroll goes up the middle of him and Sainz. What a move by the Canadian in the Red Bull to take second place away from Sainz. Sort of go through the grid. But 5 red lights then for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. No lights out and away we go, and it's an okay start. We're going to get ahead of Mazitwat, interestingly. Now we're looking at Schumacher a bit in his bit of cardboard, trying to get down the inside of, I think that's, Latifi, going side by side with Russell, but Russell's going to close the door on us on the exit of that second corner there, and in the end we have to dive bomb Russell up the hill to try and get the position, and we do indeed then. But jumping to the end of lap 1 then, we were already closing in on Giovinazzi. Can we get ahead of the Italian? Yes, we can. Watch the ERS if you're in a Grand Prix mode. If you're in a career mode and you've got a load of ERS upgrades, then you'll be fine. But I found that I wasted my ERS within a lap. Next up, move to lap 3. We'll dive bomb on Stroll into turn 1. We're going to close the corner into turn 2. Next up is Raikkonen, Kimi flying high in the sole Alfa Romeo now. I mean, this is a corner move that I like to make. Maybe around the outside or down the inside. Either way it does, but you can make it either way at that corner. That corner is one of the corners you get done. Just as long as you close the car in front and get DRS, because as we're going to DRS is so strong around here. It's absolute heaven to drive. And the AI are fun to race around here as well. You have to work to make your overtake as Tsunoda tries to squeeze us onto the grass there. Ocon and Tsunoda were battling there. He capitalised on Ocon, but DRS Tsunoda's really a sitting duck around the outside. If you are going around the outside, just watch the AI will probably try and stick it up the inside at that corner. We're now caught up to our back of Alonso, Leclerc and Gasly, all those fighting down the inside up to the penultimate corner down the hill. Alonso though isn't going to let us so close on the outside there, but we do indeed make the move on Fernando Alonso up to P9 now. Next up is Leclerc. Can we get a good exit out of the corner? We're both going to close up on Gasly, who's going to be a sitting duck down the straight. It's going to be 3 wide almost, and old Leclerc backs out there. Gasly comes to take the racing line. Gasly forces us off. We've had to take a bit of the curbing, and I'm not entirely sure we were 3 wide at that curb, because up Carlos Sainz up into P7 now. As Gasly is ahead of Leclerc. We're trying to go around the outside of Sainz. Oh, so close, and I think there's contact with Sainz, and I think Sainz is round. Lando Norris though, I don't think we're going to get Ricciardo. Can we get Norris into the final corner? It's a dive bomb down the inside. Norris gives us the room and yields the position. We're up into P5. Ricciardo unfortunately isn't unable to get ahead of us, and in the end we come across the grid, the line, the P5 section. 5 red lights then for the one final time in my team career mode. Lights are out and away we go, and it's a good start compared to Leclerc. But then he sort of starts to accelerate away from us into turn 1. Gets blocked off by, I think that's Giovinazzi. We're going to go out the inside of the Italian in the Alfa Romeo. Can we dive down the inside of George Russell, a former teammate in this series? Yes, we can. And then we move up into P11 next as well. And this is perfect timing for us. There's Lewis Hamilton. He's still in the race there. And that's the first AI puncher I've seen on an F1 game for 3 years. I thought I thought they weren't in the game anymore, but apparently they are. That's definitely interesting. That might have to be a little game experiment. I don't know if they can get it from where though, and whether or not he just got it from debris. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, into the pits we come for a one and only stop. We have got quite a few laps to go, but we were only coming in on lap 16, and coming out of the pits, something else that I haven't seen for a long, well, ever. Perez went round the outside of me into turn 1, but Perez has been told to give the place back to me. So we passed Perez under the safety car legally, and we're legitimately P2. And we're going to have a look at trying to get down the inside. We switch to the inside of Bottas, and we make it back up into the lead of P1. So the advantage is helping me. My tyres are starting to go off. Bottas is now and look around the outside into the that corner. We're able to take a bit of the curbing and swoop across into the inside and retain the lead of the Australian Grand Prix. But Bottas now is having to go around the outside, and we've almost made a little bit of contact. This is the last lap. Can we hold on? Yes, we can. In actual fact, Bottas is going to come under pressure. Norris has fallen behind Ocon there. Ocon, who's had a good season, a consistent season with a couple of podiums earlier on, dropping off a little bit with reliability. But Norris there falls behind Ocon. But we're celebrating a little bit too early, I must admit, with the hands there. But nevertheless, it's a victory.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, nice corner. Oh, missed them. Into. Oh! We're down to last place again. Jensen, out the way, mates. Through the chicane. Yes. Oh, first place for the win. Yes. Oh my.
just wanted to say at the end of this video for a huge thank you for all the support shown, for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing all throughout the year. All that is left for me to say is wish you all a very happy new year. This is the 203rd and final video of the year, I should point out. A nice little stat there. So I don't think that for a part-time YouTuber, I don't think that's that bad. So yes, if you have enjoyed this video, then leave a like, of course subscribe if you are new to the channel. See plenty more of the stuff that was featured in this video. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, a very happy new year, and goodbye.